So I will be presenting my fundraiser slides. So what I'm selling for my fundraiser are going to be keychains, and I'll be selling 3 different types of keychains, which are bee keychains, custom keychains, and shrieking keychains. And the audience I'm mainly targeting are going to be Odyssey STEM Academy students, specifically like students who follow like a bunch of who follow like trendy designs. And as you can see, here is the graph for law of demand, and right here, like at the bottom line, you can see that that the demand will be a lot higher if the prices were lower, but we wouldn't be able to make any profit for that. And so I think the best price would be at $4. And even though the demand got lower, it's still high enough where you can still make profit from it. And for the supply of bee keychains, the total cost of all the supplies will be $25.21, and it would cost $2.10 to make each unit. And I decided to price it at $4, since that's basically around like half of what each unit is, especially like if you're making it by hand. And for the supply of shrieky keychains, it total at $18.02, and for each unit it costs $1.50 to make each unit. And I also decided to price it at $4, because you're also making it on hand, and it's like pretty close to $2. And for the custom keychains, it wasn't the most expensive, but it totaled at $22.85, and it costed $1.90 to make each unit. And I decided to price it at $8, because for that I'm gonna be taking custom orders. So basically I'm gonna be like drawing specific themes what people want, and so I should be getting a bit of profit for my labor. And here is the law of supply graph, and as you can see, as like the price increases, the supply will also increase. However, people may not want to buy the keychain because how expensive it is, meaning that we will be losing money. But if we price it at $4, we will still have a pretty high supply, and people would be most likely to buy it because of how reasonable the price is. And factors that could shift supply is material costs. So buying cheaper materials will allow me to produce a lot more keychains, and better production. So basically having more people to help me, or having better tools to make a lot more keychains. And limited time could also affect the supply, as I may not have time to produce that many keychains due to school, work, etc. And a low demand can affect it, because since fewer people are buying the product, it's going to lead you to making less keychains, so you won't lose more money. And factors that could shift demand are trendy designs. So having keychains that would match with popular trends, aesthetics, and styles, I feel like that would get a lot more people to buy them. And having customization, a lot more customization, as it offers people a wider range of keychains to add their own unique stuff onto it. And also competition. That's scary. Also, competition, because like, other businesses could be selling keychains and they could be way more popular with like buyers and stuff. And also like a lack of variety. So offering like less designs for keychains. Wait, hold on. And offering less design for keychains, meaning that like, you're not gonna like appeal to that much people if you have a lack of variety. And externals that could like affect me negatively and positively are hours, as I could have like extended hours, so maybe like before after school, so like people have more time to browse, or selling it during lunch. But also and also because like the school may like give me limited hours to sell at places, so they could probably like, I may be selling like during lunch, but they could probably like cut my time shorter. And the weather could be a positive and negative, because during seasons I could probably sell like seasonal keychains, so that could like appeal to a lot more people. Could also be negative because during rainy and cold weather, less people may be out. And also I wouldn't there also be a few areas I could probably where I could probably like sell my keychains at. And for a location, I could probably, for as a positive, I could like sell them during like school events and like crowded areas, so that people will be most likely to see my product. But also it could be a negative, because certain like maybe like certain other school events could like limit or like stop the selling of my keychains. And like there could also be less people around the area, so they wouldn't be able to see my keychains. And finally, for labor market and wages, if I had that, I would, for employees, I would probably most likely have Odyssey students, volunteers, and maybe have my friends help me produce the keychains. And I'll probably like pay them $10 an hour, because I think it's a pretty reasonable price, especially depending on like the amount of time it would take to make each keychain. And I would make enough, or I wouldn't lose enough money where I would, lose supply. And the impacts on equilibrium, um, how I see it is that okay, let me try. And the impacts on equilibrium is that how I see it is that I won't be able to buy enough supplies to produce, because like maybe a certain amount of employees I have to pay, meaning that I will probably have to increase the products, or increase the price of the products to pay the workers, which could also like lead to a low demand, and having like volunteer workers won't impact the equilibrium, because they're not getting paid. And if like the demand is like stagnant, then I won't have to increase or decrease the wages. And yeah, that concludes my presentation.